President Muhammadu Buhari's medical trips unlawful. Lawyer challenges president in court. A lawyer, Deji Eniseyin, has dragged President Muhammadu Buhari to court on the grounds that his penchant for foreign medical trips violated the provisions of the National Health Act 2014. Eniseyin, who filed a suit marked FHC ABCS 5121 at the Federal High Court, Abeokuta, contended that the president specifically breached the provisions of Section 46 of National Health Act 2014 as a public officer. He therefore sought an order of court declaring that the funding of Buhari's medical trip on March 30th, 2021, without the recommendation of the medical board and approval of the Minister of Health is a flagrant violation of the provisions of Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014, Act Number 8, A 39 to 172. Interestingly, the legal action came amid reports that President Muhammadu Buhari was billed to proceed to London, United Kingdom on Friday, June 25 for a scheduled medical follow-up and is due back in the country during the second week of July 2021. In an originating summons supported with a 26-paragraph affidavit deposed to at the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Abeokuta Judicial Division on June 15, 2021. Eniseyin is seeking a declaration that the president is a public officer envisaged by Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014, Act Number 8, A 139 to 172. Buhari was listed as first defendant in a copy of the suit obtained yesterday, while the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, SAM, President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, and the National Assembly were joined as second, third, and fourth defendant, respectively. In his application, the plaintiff stated that Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014 provides that without prejudice to the right of any Nigerian to seek medical checkup, investigation, or treatment anywhere within, out, and outside Nigeria, no public officer of the government of the Federation or any part thereof shall be sponsored for medical checkup, investigation, or treatment abroad at public expense, except in exceptional cases on the recommendation and referral by the medical board, and which recommendation or referral shall be duly approved by the minister or the commissioner as the case may be. Eniseyin also sought an order of court that the medical checkup embarked on by the president on March 30 to April 15, 2021 to London, United Kingdom, utilizing one of the presidential aircraft in the presidential air fleet, is stay at the apartment financed by the federal government at public expense is unlawful, as same violates the provisions of Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014. He sought a declaration that by virtue of Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014, the first defendant cannot embark on a medical trip for checkup outside Nigeria at public expense or taxpayers' money without the recommendation of medical board and approval of the Minister of Health. He further sought a declaration that the president as a public officer is bound by the provisions of Section 46 of the National Health Act 2014. In his affidavit, Eniseyin argued that the president had consistently abandoned the State House Clinic for medical treatment abroad. The lawyer recalled that Buhari traveled to London on sick leave from July 6 to 19, 2016, May 7 to August 20, 2017, and also May 8 to 18, 2018, and on March 30, 2021 for 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to read it again for the hearing so that I would understand how many times Buhari has traveled for a medical trip. He said he can recall that Buhari traveled to London on sick leave from number 1, July 6 to 19, 2016. Number 2, May 7 to August 20, 2017. Number 3, May 8 to 18, 2018, and on March 30th, 2021 for 2 weeks. That's about 4 to 5 times that Buhari has traveled. And within this period of time that he traveled, in 2016, on July 6th to 19, if you can calculate, that's all about 2 weeks. Well, he has not breached the law, because if he had traveled between that time or within that time, the vice president should have attained the position if the day has elapsed or is more than 21 days under constitution or contextually. The second one says he traveled for a medical trip to London in May 7 to August. So from May to August, you see May, June, July, that's about 3 months, and he should have handed power over to his vice. Instead, Buhari did not do so. For you to know that we are doomed in Nigeria. Since then, we have noticed that Buhari has a flesh in the bucket. Meanwhile, constitutionally, Buhari should have left power for Vice President Oshibajo. But in other words, Buhari was ruling all the way from London to Nigeria. Oshibajo was left alone. It's more or less like a figurehead. When they knew that Oshibajo would, change Nigeria's fortune to a better one, that is when they stopped him from regulating whatever he wants to regulate, or doing whatever is possible or positive for the citizens of Nigeria, for Nigeria to be a better place for us to live in. Well, I know for a fact that by virtue of the position of the first defendant, his security, health, among other things, are catered for from the resources of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that while in the United Kingdom, the first defendant resided in the property financed with the public fund by the Nigerian government at public expenses is submitted. Well, Nigeria, has heard what you have said. Well, no be today, Nyanj don dey back, and no be today Buhari has been nepotistic in his administration. That is why he is, appointing his Fulani people into sensitive positions so that nobody will challenge him. So nobody can challenge Buhari as it is, because you should know right from the protest ground, you should know that this government is not ready to sympathize or does not even have empathy about the killings in the country. They are, government of myself, I, and me. That's the government they are running. That's why he puts in all his people in this sensitive position. Buhari does not have interests of the citizens at heart. So if you are charging Buhari to court, definitely is lawful. But they that created the law are not under the law. They are not obeying the law. As it is, medically, he is not supposed to travel to the United Kingdom with taxpayers' money.